Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at etrailer, and today we'll be taking a look at the CURT Premium Hanging Style Bike Rack right here on our 2019 Honda Ridgeline. So the CURT Premium Bike Rack is great if you want something that's affordable, can carry a lot of bikes, and has a unique feature to make it easier to carry those bikes of different shapes and sizes, like your children's bikes or your women's bikes. So we'll talk about that later in this video, but we are going to focus on our Honda Ridgeline here today. That way you can see how it works with the truck and then make the best fit for you, your different types of bikes, and your vehicle. So this has a weight capacity of 180 pounds for the 4-bike version and 225 pounds for the 5-bike version. So this uses 3 straps to hold your bike down to the cradles. So we have 1, 2 right here on our top tube, and then we have this third strap working as kind of our anti-sway. You can see how much sway there is with that strap attached, and then when you take the strap out, there's a good deal more sway. So this is going to be important once you have multiple bikes on there, because you want to make sure they don't sway into each other. But once your bikes are off of the cradles, you can then bring them through the arms, and this is where you can see how that tapered design makes it a lot more helpful, because this is taking up most of the space here of our frame, and then once you bring it out towards the edge right over there, you have a lot more space. So if you need a frame adapter bar for like your women's bikes or step-through bikes, or for your kids' bikes, this makes it a lot easier to load and unload your bikes. So with the bike off, let's take a closer look at the cradles themselves. So you can see here that we have different grooves. That's going to help out with the brake lines, and you can adjust those cradles and rotate them for those different frame sizes or shapes. You also have these straps, and these are going to be a rubber strap that goes around the frame and into the tabs. So it is going to be a bit more of an effort compared to your premium rack options like the Yakima Ridgeback. The upside to this though is you get to determine the tension of the straps around your frame. Now another thing about that is with the multiple bikes on there, it is also going to have a lot more length that's going to add to the back of your truck. So we're going to take some measurements from our bumper to the end of the rack by the nice red reflectors. It sits at 43 inches. So that's a measurement to keep in mind when you're backing into your garage or trying to park into a tight spot. The 5-bike version is going to have a little bit more than that, about 5 inches, since that's going to be the distance apart for your cradles. So if you do have a small garage where you only have space for your truck and not for a bike rack, what you can do is, if you don't want to take your bike rack off, you can fold the arms down to get a little bit more space. So we have a pin and clip here. You're going to pull that clip right there out of that, and then pull that pin. Hold on to that pin so it doesn't swing back towards your tailgate. And then once those arms are down, you just pop that pin right back in, and then use your clip to secure it. So this is going to be the compact or portable position. Let's take some measurements. So measuring from the bumper to the closest point on the rack, which is by this handle, you can see how it's 6.5 inches. Also, you can see where we have an anchor point for our cable lock if we want to secure our bikes. The length this now adds to the back of our vehicle is going to be from the bumper to the end of the rack, 13 inches. So definitely a big difference compared to when the arms were up. Now you can actually tilt this away if you want to have access to your tailgate. The downside is your bikes do have to be off in order to do so. You can have the arms up or down, whichever, if you want to tilt it away. The process is going to be a little bit involved, so it involves turning this just to loosen it, and then you can remove this clip right there, just pull that through, and then you can remove this pin if this is loose enough, and then you have a string there to hold onto it. Then you have this lever, lift up on that lever, and then the rack will drop down. And just like that, it's now tilted away so that you can lower your tailgate. Let's see how much clearance we have. And we can fully lower the tailgate, which is awesome because now we have full access into our truck bed. Now, if you want to open up your tailgate from this side, you are able to get it almost halfway open, but this is just enough to get into the truck bed if needed. I personally recommend going ahead and lowering it though, that way you're sure it won't hit the bike rack. Now don't forget to tighten that back down, especially the knob in the back, because that's preventing the mast itself from moving back and forth. But what is it like living with a bike rack behind you all the time? Well, with this installed, you can see how it sits just a bit above your tailgate, but not above where your window is. So you'll still have full visibility through your rear view mirror. Now you won't have full visibility through your backup camera. You can see while it is kind of offset to the driver's side and right in this opening, what's gonna happen is that you are going to see the bike rack through your view, but you'll also still be able to see the view through it of the cars and other environment. Now let's talk about how this fits into the hitch. So we have a 2-inch shank, which fits into the 2-inch hitch receiver. This has an included anti-rattle bolt and a clip. So if you do want to secure the bike rack itself, I do recommend maybe taking a look at our cable locks that can go around the bike and maybe into your hitch bracket. Now that anti-rattle bolt uses a 3/4 inch socket or wrench to tighten down, and then that secures the bike rack to the hitch receiver. So to demonstrate, I'm gonna shake our bike rack back and forth, and you can see how we're really just moving the truck at this point. You don't have much of a movement here for the mast because that knob is tightened down, although the arms are moving a little bit. If you see there's a lot of movement, just double check 1, 2 of those points to make sure everything's nice and tight. So my personal thoughts about the CURT Premium Bike Rack is this is a great affordable way to carry around a lot of bikes without having to spend a lot of money. I do recommend taking a look at the 5-bike version because that's an impressive number of bikes. With that tapered design, it's gonna make it a little bit easier. Now this is not a premium bike rack with premium features like the Yakima Ridgeback or Backroad. Those have zip strips, which makes it faster to lock down those bikes, as well as an integrated lock for extra security. Another good option for you would even be a tailgate pad. Your bikes will be sitting inside of your truck bed though, with the wheels towards the front. You can check out a video of that if you want to see how that works. Or a platform rack like the Hollywood Racks Destination 4 would be a good option too for extra stability. But this was a quick and simple look at our quick and simple bike rack, which is the CURT Premium Hanging Style Bike Rack right here on our 2019 Honda Ridgeline.